one cup of coffee yet here, guys.
That's okay, Deb.
Yeah.
We'll forgive you this time, but next time.
Yeah, no deleting, just mute, guys, so that we can hear when they're talking. Sorry,
can you mute me? I'm at work and I'm on my phone. If someone could mute me, that would be great.
I just started recording, guys, because as we were going along and I was listening to Lynn and put the date and stuff on, I just realized I didn't press the record button. So we missed a little bit.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, that's not good. I'm trying to put all the eggs in one basket, but.
Oh, I see some chat going on. Morning.
Okay, so now we're recording.
Oh. Okay, so where was I? So is there any questions about all that? Is everyone clear on that first opt-in? I think.
Well, I can go in for the first opt-in. So I think that I saw Christina's video probably in around 2017-ish. And of course, I totally forgot that I watched her video and I watched the webinar. And then a few months ago, then I watched Paul and Helena's, and we all thought that I was Paul and Helena's buyer, but it turned out that I was Christina's. So that first opt-in, it really is important, because obviously I saw something from Christina first that wanted to make me look at the ad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and then subsequently saw the other ones. So
yeah,
I think that it's real. It's not like it's fake. So I think that anybody that thinks it's like, oh, that somebody's just giving a buyer to somebody else, or you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, well, I really should have had that buyer, but maybe it's, somebody is just giving it to somebody else or their friend. That's really not the case. It really is the first out.
It's the fairest way to do it, and it works to your advantage. And I mean, it's just the way it is. Otherwise, there would be too much. But I talked to him, blah, 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 whatever. It has to be that way. It's very cut and dried.
No, and it is, and it's very fair. It's very, very fair on who, it's a fair practice, and I can understand what Mike and Darren were talking about. Was it Dustin? Go and just change your email, and so then you're going to be under my team. That's not the way that it should work whatsoever. Oh. And I've had people that have talked to me and they're like, oh, I've seen the Dream Team. I've seen the videos, and I'm just kind of like, well, go ahead and just, if you like it and if you appreciate it, then go ahead and, buy in and do that. And they're like, oh, well, should I change my email? I'm like, no, just go and do it. Right. It's not for me to go and say, it's like, yeah, change your.
Yeah. It's, it's integrity. Do what.
Exactly.
Do what's right, because it's not ever going to bite you in the butt. Don't do what's not right, and feel good about it. I feel good if I help someone. So I talked to that person for, days.
Right. And going back to also what you're talking about, it's also good. Like, I'm in Richmond, and, we have a lot of people here that are in the Dream Team, and we're not all under the same buyer, and we have meetups and we get together and we help each other and we inspire each other. And, we're all part of, under that same umbrella at the end of the day. Just because we're not under the same mentor or coach, we're still under that same, the same team of helping each other. And that's what this is all about. It's a big family. It's, and,
Hi, good morning, Ian.
Plus of our family.
Hi,
Thank
morning.
you. Yeah, that's great. It's kind of a pay it forward. You know what? It's going to come back to you. Pay it forward. Do the right thing.
Hi, good morning.
But I had to laugh, Lynn, is my first buyer was up under somebody else, and that guy got kicked out for poaching, so I don't know what happened to that buyer.
Sorry, you had a buyer. You had a.
Well, I was talking to a guy that hopped into my my ad.
Yeah.
And he said he was ready to buy, and so he bought in, and he was under the guy that got caught for poaching.
Okay, then he would go to the next person. He might have opted into, like, I could have opted into Brenda's and then yours and then Diane's. It would just go back, I believe. Is that how it works, Brenda?
It
Some
Okay, I
people-
was just wondering what,
Yeah.
I think in that case, it should go back to like the second opt-in person. So whoever that lead potential buyer was in the second person's funnel, I think that's where they go to.
I think so. It just
Yeah.
goes back to the
It
next.
goes back, yeah.
yeah, I was just curious of how that would work.
Because some people, when we used to look at, what's that called?
Just,
Infusionsoft?
you can, oh, sorry,
Yeah.
you can actually get your mentor to just check the funnel, or, you know, check to see who the next opt-in is. That's what I do. Like, because they don't want to, I don't go into it. So when I want to know about a lead or possibly a buyer, I just ask Christina to check it out, right? Yeah, because then you're clear, because Rosemary, you're kind of wondering, well, where is he or what happened, right? So just ask ask your coach or your mentor, and they can just go right in and check, and they can tell you right away as to where that person is, or who, if he opted into somebody else, before you or after you or whatever. That's what I do.
But it would just be curious to see if he's still in there, like.
Yeah, well, we can definitely talk about that later and look it up. But some people I've looked, when I used to look, because I don't even look, people had opted in under 7 different people. Like, and that shows you that then they buy in. So even though maybe they haven't bought in now, like, they might have been you might have been their first opt-in, but in a year from now, they see someone else's and they buy in, and they're going to come back to you. So it does come back to you. So anyway, I wanted to just touch on that. And then just again, follow the training exactly as it's laid out when you're starting out. There's a reason it's laid out that way, so don't miss a step. And if you have any questions, ask right away to your mentor, and get that worked on right away. Don't skip ahead. Brenda, do you have anything? I think that's kind of all I had written down here.
Yeah, you covered actually quite a bit. And yes, it does come back full circle. I've helped a few people along the way, get to the point where they're the 99 to the point where they're at the $99 and ready to buy in. And I knew they were not my lead, but I still encourage them. You know what? Once they've bought in, they meet their mentor type thing. So, I have no problems with getting them to that point, because yes, it will come back full circle, as I've had people do it for me as well, where, I was the first opt-in in somebody's funnel, but they reached out to, the other person first, because they don't know that when they're coming in, who their mentor is going to be. So it definitely comes, back around full circle.
Yeah. And I knowingly, like you, helped multiple people, and I'm like, darn. But it actually gave me confidence to be really, I almost used them as practice. I knew it wasn't going to be mine, but I just was practicing talking to them back and forth about the business, and they ended up buying in. So I thought, well, you know what? Good for me. I did a good job. And yeah.
Yeah,
So.
it encourages them, and it gives them the confidence to know that, okay, these are real people we're talking with. And when they get put into our team, they see a whole wealth of people in there. So it's, it's pretty exciting, right?
Yeah. Christine, I just wanted to say Christina's sick, so that's why we're hosting it today. Christina Fortin. Just so you know. Okay, anyway. Go ahead.
Another big thing I think is mindset is probably the hugest thing. And maybe one of the hardest things to keep intact. I mean, we can't be positive 100% of the time. You know, we have our negative moments in the day. We have our, you know, negative situations and stuff like that. I think the biggest thing is to take the lesson out of whatever the situation happens to be, and please don't take up residence in the negativity field. Get yourself back to where, you know, you need to be positive, whether it's, you know, reading books. The magic is one of our number one things. There's lots of audiobooks, you know, on different programs and stuff today. There's access to pretty much all of that. So you know, make sure your vision board is done up. You write out affirmations, you know, your grateful things every day from the time you wake up in the morning. And they're little things, and you think, oh, I'm too busy for that. But those little moments of having that on your mind make a huge difference in a day as well. It starts your day off in the right place, whether you're listening to a meditation or YouTube has got a wealth of videos and all types of things with, you know, self-development and mindset and stuff. And I think that helps us a lot. First of all, we need to be in a really good place to be able to help others. So we need to keep our mindset, you know, fairly healthy and keep learning as we go so that you can help your people when, you know, they come in as well. I use journals. I have a lot of stuff written out, and there'll be something simple like, let's see if I can turn around here. You know, I will take and write out the next level. I don't know if you can see it, but I will write out the next level that I'm going to be at and the level after that. You know, so when I'm journaling and stuff like that, I have that written out. And lots of times it's on nothing fancy, but just note paper, and I will write out like, you know, what I'm going to do, what I want to accomplish when I hit my next level. So, you know, I kind of have it all mapped out. Like if my next level is 4A, I had it all mapped out. What am I going to be able to do, you know, with the income from that, with the team, that type of thing, all the things you want to accomplish. Then I write out 5A. And you can figure out from the charts that are posted, I believe in Hustle and Heart, you can figure out from the charts roughly about what the income level is going to be at each thing. So then you can sort of gauge, okay, so if I've got, you know, if the income is, I'm not sure what it is, $30,000 between 4A and 5A, what am I going to do with that? You know, I can up my ad budget. There's, you know, so I just map out all the different things I'm going to do. Same with 6A, you can roughly figure out by the number of points and trifectas and stuff that are needed to reach the next level. So then you can, you know, figure out from there, okay, so what is that in estimated income, and kind of map things out. And if, you know, you're paying off a mortgage or paying off a credit line or something, okay, you can think what level should that be paid off at, and sort of gauge it from there. You know, have your 6A speech done up. If you're headed to Vancouver at 6A, right? You might only have a minute or two to say a speech, but that minute or two is going to be huge when you're standing in front of everybody, you know, collecting the bonus checks and stuff. So using the magic is, you know, definitely a really good book to use. I've also kept my envelopes, crazily enough, and I've written thank you on all of the envelopes. So I save the envelopes from the checks and just write thank you, thank you, thank you on them. And when I had the envelope the one day I went to the bank, it was actually kind of interesting. The lady's like, why do you have thank you written on there? Because it's just something that normally nobody sees. So I proceeded to tell her that I run a business, and, you know, by the deposit, you should pretty much be able to figure out you're pretty happy, right? So,
Yeah.
So definitely keeping mindset in place. And my group does, like, we do a round of the magic every so often, and then they can, you know, choose other books from there as well to, you know, help keep mindset in place and to keep moving forward. So
find something really helpful. I learned from a guy in Victoria that Jamie Smith learned under. And I often not lecture some of my mentees, but it's how you think things. Like one mentee would be like, oh, I can't wait to get out of this job. And I'm like, but even that is actually the opposite. That is attracting that energy. So I always say, what do you want? So only think about what you want. I don't want to go to work anymore. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. So catch yourself and think about only what you want, right? Change it around so it's not oh, I can't wait to get out of this job, because that kind of puts the negative in your body. Anyway, it helps me. So I do that often. Diane had a good point that the new replay link is in the chat roll, just in case it's different than what it used to be. For anyone who needed to know that. Go ahead, Brenda.
Do I have Leslie on this morning? She had gotten a most unique email from a lead last night that I was hoping she could share on here. Maybe she's lost her connection, but
she's off now.
If she was able to share it with us, it'd just be the perfect thing to write out and keep beside you. I definitely hope this person is a buyer because they've already got a fairly good mindset by what they had responded in email to her. So I'm just not quite sure.
That's too bad. That would have been great.
Yeah, maybe she'll be coming back on. Maybe Tracy, do you want to message her and see if she lost her connection or?
I'm just going to try and pull it up so I can paste it onto the chat site.
Oh, she's back. Here we go.
Where'd she go?
She must have heard we were looking for her. Hi, Leslie. Hello.
Can you hear us?
Leslie. Did you want to share that email response you had gotten from a lead this morning?
Yeah, I just got back on. I got kicked out. My computer was unplugged and sorry. Yeah, if I can, I think I'm still here. Hold on. That just threw me. I got to see if I can, oh, are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I am. Oh, I'm so mixed up now. I don't even know if I can do this. That just threw me. Hold on here. Where am I? Now I can't even. You guys can see. Okay, I can see. I'm going to share my. Wait, hold on. I'm going to put it. I think I can paste it into. I copied it. So hold on here. I'm trying to just. Oh, damn. That just threw me. Holy.
It's okay.
Now I'm sharing my screen. Wait, where's my chat? Okay, there's my chat. See if it pastes. Now maybe because my computer shut down, it won't paste now. So I had it all ready to paste this morning.
You can just read it if you want.
Okay. If I can get in here.
Leslie, do you want me to try copy and paste it while you're reading it?
You know what? Why don't you just read it? Because I'm just a mess right now. Because it's just, it's not a mess. Things just throw me sometimes. And
you try to figure out how to copy and paste it.
I'm trying to get into my. I just got to load this it's got to load because my computer just shut right down. Hold on here.
Here's the email, the message that she got this morning. It says, finally, I pray that you put your slippers away way under your bed tonight, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have to get on your knees to reach them. And while you're down there, say thank you for grace, thank you for mercy, thank you for understanding, thank you for wisdom, thank you for your parents, thank you for love, thank you for kindness, thank you for humanity, thank you for peace, thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. So that's how I live my life. That's why, where I am today, say thank you in advance for what is already yours. True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already. I'll say it again. True desire in the heart, that itch that you haven't, whatever it is you want to do, that thing that you want to do to help others and to really make money, that desire, that itch, that's God's proof to you, sent beforehand, already to indicate that it's yours. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back, pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Just don't aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference. Thank you.
That is awesome.
That was sent to me from a lead this morning. I woke up to that, and I just couldn't believe it. I just answered that back to him. Thank you very much. Like,
that is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Guys, I'm running out of time on the Zoom, and I'm not sure why, because I used Christina's account.
That always happens to me.
Oh my gosh. I didn't press the right buttons this morning. So please, I want to continue the Zoom, and I've only got 24 seconds left. No,
Oh, it says 9 minutes.
Oh, 9 minutes. Okay, so we're good yet. So when we happen to go off, I will send another Zoom link for the last 10 or 15 minutes. But
anyways, I pasted it in there, so.
That's a beautiful letter. I love
that
it.
is absolutely beautiful.
And that is what it's all about, helping each other. It's so much more. We all want money, and that's a given, right? We all want to make money, but it's about making friends, helping each other.
And when you were talking about mindset, Lynn, like I was just thinking about this whole thing, what he said, what he sent to me, and getting up, and it is about making money and everything, but it's the whole thing is your mindset and what it's all about. Like, this has just totally changed my whole life. I haven't really got anywhere yet, but what it's done for me is it's just incredible.
It's so great to be a part of it.
Yeah, it is.
More than
every day.
Yeah.
Plus, Lynn, that ties in with what exactly you said to start with about being what you're grateful for.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I practice that every day. It's getting easier to remember because it's you get busy and you forget, but even sometimes I'll just be walking along and I stop just for 5 seconds and just am thankful for the day. And just puts me right back down to ground and in a great spot.
Well, like you do, like the cues in the, we're doing our little group's doing the magic right now, and yesterday, day 25 is the cues. And it's so, that's a real good thing about redoing it today, Brenda, because the cues are really, really important, how you look at something and it cues you into really remembering something and seeing it, and it really makes sense. And I like, even if you don't do everything every day, just thinking about those, like the magic's so important because it's all those little things that you think about, because you even if you don't do everything every day, you do those little things.
Yeah, it's practice.
Yeah.
And this probably sounds really out there, but I do this a lot. If I'm going downtown and I got to find a parking spot, I'll be like, okay, spirit guides, I'd really love a spot right out front of where I got to go. And you wouldn't believe how many times it happens. Or it's crazy. I'll just be like, please, could you help me get, make that light, because I'm late for work and I really need a green light. And there we go. It often happens. It's crazy. Anybody else have something they want to say? Everyone's quiet.
I just want to say that the last mastermind was really awesome on Wednesday, and I hope everybody saw it. What they're doing for us on the advertising portion of it and giving us lots of ideas. Today, I've dedicated to just going through that section again. So that's really, really helpful. They're really keeping up with the group and the issues that people are going through. And so anyway, I'm very grateful for that. So I'm going to go back through the advertising and take a look at my ads, compare it, and maybe use some of those templates. So anyway.
Thank you, Diane. That's awesome.
Sorry, I lost myself over. I was looking at something else. Trying to get to here, and I thought I was lost. But I wrote an email to myself today to tell myself what I was grateful for and how I would be, you know, just to say, you know, it's like you're looking at this, you're putting yourself out into the world, and what do you want, how you'll visualize it, where you're going to be coming from, how you're going to be doing that. And I got that from The Secret. And it was a little bit before, but I felt that it was a little bit, sorry, I have a little bit of anxiety sharing with everybody. But so I wrote out what I'm thankful for, because, you know, sometimes you get up in the morning and, you know, they say, you know, it's like, think of what you're thankful for. And then sometimes you wake up in the morning and all you say is thank you. But that always puts you into that mindset as well. And, you know, but just writing out now what I'm thankful for and what I want to accomplish and how I'm going to accomplish that, and just seeing myself doing that in my mind while I'm saying thank you. And, you know, if tomorrow morning I forget what I'm thankful for, I have the email that I sent to myself that I look at to say, this is what I'm thankful for, and to remind myself. We have 3 minutes and 56 seconds.
Good job.
But just to remind myself, like, what my goals are, and because, you know, our daily lives can change what our, you know, little goals, I guess, was what you can call them, you know. And for some people, you know, I met a lady the other day, and one of her little goals was just getting out of bed. And I'm sure that, you know, probably most of us have been there. And that's a little goal, but our big goals are, you know, what do we want, you know, 4 or 5 years from now, and how are we going to get there? And so I wrote myself a little speech that I could read, and then I wrote myself, you know, my 4 big goals. And what I did is I put, what did I put? Darn. I think I was like, hold on, I have to go check. I'm sorry, you guys.
All right.
I am like so sorry. So I love is what I started out with. And so I started out with I love, and on the 4th one, I changed that. And then once I started changing I love to I want or I believe, I started forgetting what I wanted. And once I changed it back to I love, all of the thoughts and all of my aspirations started to come through. And if that's a help for anybody, it's just, I love this. I love to do this. I love, and that made my heart, and it made my soul, and it made my brain become one. And as I'm saying this now, I get a little bit of goosebumps, but you know, it made everything come into fruition, and it made it so that I could actually say, this is what I want. And when it came to money, it was really hard. And that's where I put, I believe that. And I was really having a hard time when it came to that. And then I looked at all of my other things, like my family, my home, You know, even my vehicle, it was like, I love. And then when it came to money, it was like, well, I believe I should. And, you know, and I think that was because, you know, I've always been taught that, you know what, everybody that's had money, you know, they're out, you know, they're assholes, they're this, they're that, they're the other. And money is the root of all evil, and money is the root of all crap. And, you know, you should, you know, everybody that's rich, you know, they're terrible. And, you know, money isn't the heart of all evil, right? And money's just another object, right? It's just, we can buy it. It's, you know, I think that back in like Mesopotamia times, people used to use rocks, right? So it's, I changed the money part into I love money because.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that helps.
I love it.
Awesome.
Are we gonna run out, Brenda?
Yeah.
Says
well,
last-
Yeah, we have less than a minute.
Okay.
Can you extend it or no?
Are we good if I put another Zoom link up there so we can have another few minutes?
I would love another minute.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll see you back in a minute.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Should we just end this meeting and then start?